Yo, we back. It's Nets Kingdom. I'm here with Rage. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. We're actually live on Twitter and YouTube right now, so we're gonna hit that like button so we can get it popping. Tough year, man. Tough year. I just wanted to shout out to everybody that supports Nets Kingdom through the darkness. It's been the
Still,
dark times.
everyone who supports us still, there's
Yeah,
still the supporters out there, but obviously it's just getting slimmer and slimmer, and I get it.
yeah.
I
It's
get it.
it's it's been dark. It's been a dark season. But Rage, real quick, just give your last, like, I guess your last words on the season. Like, how'd you feel about this year, and I guess just give your perspective real quick on the end of the year before we get into the breaking news of Jordi Fernandez. It's not really breaking, but it's just happened last night. But just
Well,
give it,
I
yeah,
I think everyone can agree that this season was definitely underwhelming and did not go the way we hoped it would. But at the end of the day, it's like, before getting into that, coach, I mean, at least I guess there is somehow every year there manages to be somehow have some hope. Like every year we rely on hope. We hope everything's gonna go well. It was this year. It was like hoping Ben Simmons would be good, that we'd have good coaching, that
yeah,
everything would just kind of mesh. Mikal Bridges would be back the same player that he was. The only thing that we really had to look forward to this year was obviously some role players that we had, but we had Clowney who didn't play until like the end, who looked good, but it was just towards the end. Like it didn't really matter by the
yeah.
time Noah Clowney was actually impacting the game. Like it didn't matter at all in the season.
He
At
should have
all.
played a lot more. He should
At
have played a lot
all.
more.
Yeah. Noah
Yeah,
Noah Clowney's impact had no impact on the net season at all.
yeah,
And then Mikal Bridges did not play to he did not play to the level we thought he would. And the only, like I said, the only bright spot was really like Cam Thomas. Some of your bench guys, like Lonnie Walker had a good season.
yeah.
Trendon Watford looked promising at times. He was there for us. But other than that, it's essentially we're essentially going to another year where we don't know what's going on. We're about to go into another season where we have a first year head coach. I have complete. I hope Jordi Fernandez is the right guy, because my God, we need that guy yet. We need that
Yeah,
guy. We
yeah,
haven't found our guy yet, and we just need him. I hope
yeah.
Jordi Fernandez can be that, but it looks like we're gonna go into another year of essentially what we have again. Maybe we're probably gonna wait. We'll see. But it was definitely a very disappointing season, and hopefully something will get changed. But
Yeah,
it's rough out here. It's
yeah.
rough out here, but we still have
It
some
definitely
hope
is.
somewhere.
Yeah, so let's get into that news. So the Nets hired Jordi Fernandez. A little quick little stats on him. He was voted the best assistant coach in the NBA, number one from the Sacramento Kings, 31%. I think second was Terry Stotts. In addition to his experience with the Kings, he became an assistant head coach. He had Team Canada. He was assistant and head coach of the Canton Charge and the Cleveland Cavaliers, G League affiliate, assistant coach with the Spanish national team, Nigerian national team, head coach of the Canadian national team. Wow, so he got a lot of great experience, man. Fernandez has been coaching since age 15 when he started working in the youth setup of clubs like CB St. Joseph in Spain. And yeah, so like I was saying before about Coach Jordi, he has a lot more experience than I thought he did. I mean, like, because we're all worried about Sean Marks, kind of like another new first head coach. But there's been periods of time, and shout out to Bobby Marks. I was listening to his off-season review. There were periods of time where Jordy filled in for Mike Malone in, I think, Denver or one of those in Cleveland. He filled in when Mike Malone was out. He filled in for Mike Brown in periods of time. Like, he had the Canadian national team. So it's not like he's a Steve Nash and he's never coached a day in his life.
Yeah,
And
he's not completely new to coaching. Yeah, like you
yeah,
said, like Steve Nash was, and
yeah.
honestly has had a better track. Like he's had a better track record than Jock Vaughn in terms of like success.
His resume
And
is
he's
actually really
41.
good, man.
He's 41, and then you look at Kevin Ali, who
Yeah,
our intern was. He just got his first ounce. He just got into the NBA this year. He's
exactly.
51 years old. He's been in
Yeah,
college his whole life.
yeah.
Jordi
So
Fernandez is 41 years old. He's a
you could,
young head coach now.
like I said, you could argue he probably has more experience than Jock Vaughn, because I know people say Jock Vaughn was in Orlando, but this man has coached all over the world. He's been coaching since he was 15 in Spain, and he's been multiple national teams. You saw what Team Canada did, win the bronze. And then he's been coaching for a long time. I love coaches that have like beautiful resumes like this, because it's like you're going from G League, international ball, NBA level, AAU, like all those
The
steps.
good thing is that he has experience everywhere. And the thing was with, like, Kevin Ali, is that he
Yeah,
didn't have any of that pro experience yet. And
yeah,
at least with Fernand, like, and obviously Kevin Ali was here on the coaching staff before he was hired in that interim role, but it wasn't long enough to where, like, you would know that he would be a great coach off the bat. And
yeah.
especially with the situation that was thrown at him, like, you couldn't expect it to really work out for him. And completely, it wasn't really fair for Kevin Ali. Like, the opportunity was definitely there,
Yeah,
but I mean, even Mikal Bridges said he was checked out. And when your players are mentally checked out, you're not going to win anything.
yeah,
You're not getting to the playoffs. Clearly,
yeah.
we weren't
Because
even. It was bad.
when he called me last night and the news broke, I was kind of like, I don't know how to feel, because like I look at his resume and I'm like, oh my god, it's great. He's a great hire in my mind. But then I'm thinking of Sean Marks in the back of my head. I'm like, wait a minute, Sean Marks picked him. We don't know how he's gonna, like, if he's gonna succeed or not. And then it's like, we talked about this last night. Did Sean Marks kind of like, everybody thought it was going to be Budenhauser. We all thought it was going to be Mike Bud. We are like, oh, it's going to be Bud. It's going to be Bud. We're
Because
going to
it
go
looked like
star
we were
hunt.
just going into the situation where it was
Yeah,
like, a lot of, we thought we were going to be in the mix, for a star. Obviously, that's what the plan seemed. We've heard it everywhere, and everything's been kind of leading us to think that we were star hunting. And now, if you read off the Woj article, it looks like that we're probably going to we're going to be in the same boat another year and
yeah,
wait till 2025, if anything.
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't hate it. I just don't like Sean Marks being the guy behind all of this. I feel like it would have been nice for another, just for someone else to do this. But I mean, hey, this is all on Josiah's shoulders at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And Sean Marks is going to continue making Sean Marks moves because he's Sean Marks. That's him.
Exactly.
So he's gonna be here. But
Do you think he did this move
we
to
hope
like?
at least Jordi Fernandez isn't a horrible candidate like
Yeah,
Steve
he's not.
Nash was.
He's not.
At least
Do you
there's
think?
something here with him.
Do you think this move was like? This is the thing with me, because well, actually, let me let me read some comments. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Shout out to Nets fans. He was a defensive coordinator with Sacramento. Yes. Shout out to the Spaces. I think Netcast had a Spaces last night where there was a Kings fan. He said that Jordy was handling. Well, right now he's the defensive guy on Mike Brown's staff. So Mike Brown gave him the control of the defense. I don't know, Rage. You might have to do a quick look up on the Sacramento's defense, but from what that guy was saying, from last year to this year, they made a leap, because De'Aaron Fox is leading the league in steals this year. So they made a leap defensively. So maybe you got to give Jordy some credit. We'll see if it does that have effect tonight. He's coaching tonight, right? So we'll see. Shout out to
Yeah,
Ramon.
I mean, they're like middle of the pack.
Yeah. Oh, they're middle of the pack.
They're middle, but that's really good because the Kings' defense was really bad not that long ago.
Yeah, they used to be terrible defensively.
But you gotta think that's huge. How does that look for us? Like, at least like I said, at least there's possibilities with this guy, and he's got a track record because he was able to get to the Kings and into the middle pack defensively, like Rudy just said in the comments.
Yeah.
So at least there's something there. And the thing is that we have a lot of we have defensive talent on our team. Like, obviously it looks like with that move that Dorian Finney-Smith gets slotted out. So it's going to be like Claxton and Clowney. So we'll see how everything plays out. But hey, with if Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, like, who knows, maybe they end up looking better defensively with a new coach and, being mentally in there, because obviously everything's going to look more disoriented if you're not there mentally. We've seen that with Ben Simmons. We've seen that with a lot of players. That's just how it is. A lot of this shit is mental.
Yeah. And it's like, he got to demand that respect in the locker room. And I think his resume speaks for itself, but it's just that he got to get the players on the same type of timing. You feel me? So let me read a couple comments. Shout out to Chubbs. Was good, bro. Peoples Hernandez was good. Nets fan X&O guy, great at play calling, in-game adjustments, and drawing up plays. Yes, he has all that in his bag. It's just now he's got to put it on the highest level now. He has his own team now. I'm wondering if Sean's going to let him pick his staff. We'll see, because Sean's picked members of the staff. I think he gave Vaughn some control of the staff.
Yeah,
this year.
Vaughn was able to pick some of his staff. So, yeah. I mean, it's only right, especially now, because the good thing now is that we should hopefully have a full season of what Jordi Fernandez will be. Unless he's horrible, it doesn't make sense. Like it makes sense. And we talked about this, yesterday with Saint. It was that you'd much rather mess up with Jordi Fernandez than Mike Budenholzer, because Mike Budenholzer is going to get a contract. He just has that respect and track record. If we mess up with Mike Budenholzer, we're not in a good situation, because realistically, if we don't have good coaching, at the end of the day, he did get fired, so that does matter. But Mike Budenholzer, if we mess up on him, then we're really in a bad scenario. At least with Jordi Fernandez, it's another first-year guy, but we can't afford to mess up on another coach.
Yeah, Sean looks terrible if we would have got Mike Budenholzer, and then we're terrible in the season, and then Mike Budenholzer on the verge of getting fired. He would look terrible, yo. But with Jordy, it's he has a little saving grace, because it's oh, he's a new guy, What was I saying before? But yeah, with Jordy, defensive specialist, let's see how he can put this together. It's our defense has been I showed you the stat in the group chat, 9 charges taken this year it's just disgusting. That's a team when I see 9 charges, 9 charges taken by the Nets. I'm this team has no heart. This team is soft, no heart. We have nobody that gets gritty, gets dirty, gets their hands dirty. It's we're just a soft team. So it's let's see if Jordy gives us that identity that we're looking for, because we desperately need it.
Do we somehow spawn in with when we had Blake Griffin and fucking Joe Harris setting screen?
Yo, you remember those days when they did the
BCB the or whatever?
The hard hat, what was it? The blue collar crew.
Yeah, no, but we definitely missed that. We definitely missed that.
I definitely miss Blake, and shout out to Blake. He just retired, but I definitely miss Blake's. I must we missed that gang. Blake and Patty, those were guys that were.
Yeah, Patty Mills was taking charges too.
He takes charges too, but shout out to the chat. Let me read a little bit of comments. If Sacramento Flames out tonight with Jordy being hired, is De'Aaron Fox a possibility? No. Fox did decline a 2-year extension. That's interesting to see. I don't know. I don't think we have a chance to get Fox. I think he's gonna stay over there. But interesting fact, like I said, go on my Twitter. I'll put on stats about Bobby Marks. 2025, he might have 80 to 90 million in cap space. That is crazy.
That's huge, especially if you're able to get good, if you're able to actually have a good coach somehow, and then also while also having a good coach, you're actually able to get this year. We should actually look for the development of Cam Thomas. Hopefully, hopefully we should see him more. Obviously, we'll see more of Noah Clowney. Hopefully, Derek Whitehead can get to speed sometime during the season. Hopefully, he can be playable at some point, because obviously, he was already coming back from an injury when the season started, and then instantly went down with another injury that we did not want to see.
Yeah.
So ultimately, there is something here, and hopefully we can make do with it. Because at the end of the day, our talent isn't that bad. We were very much in the running of actually getting in a play-in spot, even playing as bad as we were. Yeah. But the bare minimum should have been a play-in spot. So to even go back on earlier, to not even make the play-in is obviously a very disappointing season. But at least with Jordi Fernandez and what we have, there might be something there. That's a lot of cap space. That's a lot of cap space.
Yeah.
And Joe Tsai has said, and it's proven that when if the writing's on the wall, when we're actually going to actually spend the money.
That's the thing. Oh, but look who's here. Sage. Say is here, yo.
I just got back from. Can you hear me? First of all,
it's literally perfect. Gang. It's literally perfect.
Well, okay, because I wasn't sure. I just got back from physical therapy, and and I saw you. Well, what's funny, AJ, is because I logged on Twitter, and I saw that I was streaming live from Twitter from straight, and I'm like, what?
How am I streaming?
Dude, it was one of those Twilight moments. I'm like, did somebody hack my shit? And then I saw that you guys were on here.
That's hilarious. I forgot you're connected to the stream. So when we stream out here at Twitter, it goes to your Twitter.
Yeah, because usually I'm street. Yeah, that's right. That's true.
But yeah, bro. We'll give you your take, man. On I know we talked on the phone, but the Nets world didn't hear your take on Jordy.
Listen, were any of us talking about Jody? No.
Yeah.
Right?
No, we weren't.
Let's be honest, dude. Nobody was talking about Jody all season. Nobody was talking about him maybe when his name was mentioned. But I didn't have a ton of knowledge of him.
Yeah.
And then when I started looking into it, and as soon as we got him, because I kind of was like yesterday, that announcement caught me off guard, and then all of a sudden, a couple Kings fans that I know from through Twitter and whatnot, like some good people and with on Hoop Spaces, are all hitting me up in DMs going, dude, I fucking hate you guys. You got a stud. Like Kings fan are pissed, right?
Yeah.
And then when I started looking into it and the conversations we had, like he's different obviously in the sense of like, yeah, he's another first time NBA coach. However, he does have a lot more impressive resume than somebody like Steve Nash did. So I'm not going to like go overboard. There's still a part of me that is like, bro, Marks has got some balls, bro. You know, you're going with another first round.
Another first year.
Yeah, like a lot of people are talking great about him. A lot of other teams wanted him. Even fans of other teams have said, "Oh man, I wish we would have got him." So like, there's that aspect. So I kind of have to hopefully have a little hope here.
I like that he would, hope.
Yeah. Like, well, but what did I say to you guys the other day? I said, listen, we already, what was the breakdown? Were we going to find out if Marks was here? We got that answer. The next question was, how long is it till we get a new coach? Quicker than some realized, like, and then you saw the news coming out. So I'm excited that we got to that quickly, opposed to wait. Hopefully this gives this guy time. And that's the thing, man. I'll say this and I'll let you take over again, is Marks is here. Josiah's here, things that are here that I don't like. And at the end of the day, as a fan, my only real spot, instead of whining and bitching about it all season, is I just got to hope. I got to hope they make smart moves. Like, let this man coach. Don't try to be a GM coach and hover and
let him pick his staff. Let him do what he has to do. Just give him the pieces.
My other fear is that he's giving a first-year guy in the NBA, and that maybe there's some way that feeling of beholden, or he has more control. I don't know. Like, I just let the dude do his job, because I do get a good vibe about. Like, I get a good feeling. Like, I'm not going to say Ime level, but like it just had. I don't know. No. But you get what I'm saying, though. There's a vibe.
He's capable.
There's at least potential here, and to be honest, this is the best track record we've seen from a first year head coach so far. At least in terms of the first year head coaches that we've hired, and that we've seen so far under us. We've seen quite a bit of the the first year head coaches, and this definitely sticks out to me. Like Saint said, like. And that when we mentioned earlier, like there's actually like Kings podcasts and like people
and Ray,
like talking all the time about Jordi Fernandez. And there was a poll, like AJ said, he was rated the best assistant coach in the league by a pretty wide margin. It was like 31, and then it was like 19% was the next coach. I mean, that's a pretty nice margin.
If you're looking for positives, this guy is checking the boxes. His former team didn't want to let him go. His former fans team, they don't want to let, like, you start looking into stuff, like there's all the signs there for this guy to be successful in the NBA, and it's said by a lot of people if you dig into it. But again, we are taking a chance once again.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good that like when you definitely know like some good is going on when at least like the fans are able to see the impact of an assistant coach. There's something there. Like, we never really see that with our assistant coaches. Like we never, we didn't really know how much, like, how much Kevin Ali had to say and everything before he was hired as the interim and we fired Jacques Vaughn. We had no idea.
No idea.
So it was like now we know that Jordi Fernandez has, he's been quite involved in every team, in the teams that he's been a part of. And he has a good track record. There's something here. It's like Saint said, it's another risky move. Sean Marks has some balls, but this doesn't look like, I don't know. It doesn't look like Sean Marks is on the hot seat as of now, or he's just giving him another year, because if we're supposed to have as much cap space as AJ said in 2025, I mean, there's something there's something cooking. Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, obviously, we've seen Sean Marks this whole time and nothing is played out to how we thought it would. But I mean, at the end of the day, all we can bank on is hope. We have the hope once again.
We have his hope.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? You know what we have another year? A Ben Simmons. He's expiring though.
Ben 10's last year. Is he gonna make a comeback?
Oh
Ben
my
10
gosh.
come back?
Another coach under Ben Simmons.
Ben 10. We'll see, man. I'm gonna read some comments and then we're gonna get into a little off-season talk because I want to talk more about what Bobby Marks dropped earlier today. Shout out to Nets fan. Existing staff is legit. Very rarely some may stay. Depends on SM, JF, who's picking the staff. Yes, sir. Blake was a good net. Yes, he was. Shout out to Blake on the retirement today. Is Whitehead going to be ready for Summer League? That's a great question. I hope so. I think he was on the path of rehab last I heard, but he should be. I mean, what's Summer League, like July? You got like 3-4 months.
Yeah, like July, early August.
I think he should be. I know Clowney's going to be in there for a fact. Who else will be in there? Jalen Wilson going to be in there for a fact.
Yep.
But
are
I don't
you
know
talking
about
for what? Summer League?
Summer League.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, if those guys pass up Summer League, no.
Yeah.
And you point that out too, because if you saw what I tweeted earlier, just like I'm curious because like the Nets have many options. Right now they don't have any picks, but you can't tell me like Marks has a history of two-way action. He has a history of doing of being willing to buy second round picks. I wonder if any of our trades, because I still think we're trading a couple people. I'm not saying we're knocking it out of the park, but a couple trades are definitely going to take place. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see if like what picks are maybe pulled out of that, or is there any for this draft? Like, I don't think they should specifically go hunting, but I think if it in the process of you doing the right moves, it falls into your lap, like go for it. And I mean, what the hell? Take a look at the second round. See if you can buy, if there's somebody there that your new coach is like, bro, if you get me this guy, he's just going to be in like a sweet part and it cost you whatever $1 million for the fucking, go for it. Like,
let me, somebody said smart move is get our picks back and keep the youth. Junior sunsets at Daytona. So sick of seeing Ben Simmons riding the bench, taking up our cap space. Yeah, man. I mean, one more year of Ben, and we'll see. I mean, me personally, I think he's cooked.
But AJ, do you think there's any way? I mean, because somebody was talking about it last night, and it's like you really could get creative with Ben's last year of his contract. Like that is still,
yeah. This makes it his name expiring makes it tradable. Like you can,
and it just depends. I get it's got to depend on who and what it is.
Yeah, because I literally watched Rob Pelinka flip Russell Westbrook's contract, and when he was expiring, and he like flipped it for like great value. I know it's Russell Westbrook though.
Timothy Mozgov was.
Yes, thank you, Rage. I was just gonna say that we saw Marks flip Timothy Mozgov's untradeable contract.
He was traded. He was traded. Miracles happened.
Didn't he have like 2 or 3 years on that
contract?
Too?
Is it Ben like the lowest of low? Like is Ben like I don't know, y'all.
Wait,
like,
so you're saying Ben's value is lower than
Timothy? Is Ben's value lower than? Let me know in the chat. Is Ben's value lower than Russell Westbrook and Timothy Mozgov? Like that's.
Was Timothy Mozgov ever voted for an All-Star? Like did anyone ever vote for him?
That's
at all? Like, did they ever vote for him 1 year?
Real quick, AJ, just because of what you and I were talking about on the phone, this like, I'm not saying we got another bad season, but it's like there is a possibility here that this is a very chill off season and very, another mid, but maybe better coach. Maybe we're healthier, so you get a little bit better. But I also wouldn't be surprised if this team didn't do anything majorly drastic besides sign or trade DFS or maybe one other person, and then wait till that 25-26 season and go ham. Like
It'll almost be just like last year, except we don't have 2 first-round picks. It'll almost be just like last year. It said we're like you said, like we move like Joe Harris, Patty Mills. We'll move some guys, the guys that have to go. There won't be anything too crazy, in my opinion. Like you said,
but that money is you're going to have so much more flexibility. My only fear for this season is that he does a knee-jerk reaction and overpays for somebody like Donovan Mitchell when you could have him in free agency. Or he overpays for some other dumbass guy that just no. That's my fear. But anyways,
it'll just be interesting to see because, like I said, you'd think that if we were gonna go in the Donovan Mitchell route this year, at least that they would have hired by Budenholzer. You know what I'm saying? it just makes me think that that's not going to happen this year at least. But who knows? Like, you know, the Nets are predictable, but they're not at the same time. So it's like, who knows?
Yeah, shout out to everybody on Twitter watching and YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube, like it, and then on Twitter, hit that heart. Give us some hearts because we're trying to get the streams up, trying to get the culture up. So, shout out to everybody that's here.
Oh yeah, it's dark right now, but
It's dark.
we're crawling back. We're hoping any inch of hope. we're coming for it.
We're crawling back, man. But we're gonna be uptight. Like we're gonna be nice on the content.
Give us $90 million cap space with what we have right now, and I gotta say my eyebrows will definitely raise. I'll be like, hey, just wait.
Yeah,
just wait. There's something.
Yeah, so going to the offseason, like shout out to Bobby Marks. He was explaining, he basically broke down our finances. He was telling us that we're not anywhere close to breaking the cap. We're good on understanding under the apron. I think it's 7 or 8 first-round draft picks, a lot of second-round draft. We have a couple exceptions. So we have a lot to play with to, like, if we want a star hunt. And then he was also talking about Claxton's contract, right? So Claxton's value, I don't know about like the centers in the league. Well, I'm got to look again against the centers in the league. But Bobby Marks said he would be hesitant to give Claxton more than 20 mil. And I've been on record to say Claxton's value is probably like, I would say 17 to 20. 17 to 20. I'm okay with giving him 20. That's just me. But I don't know how everybody else feels about it. I know some people were saying 15. But as long as we are able to sign him and stay under the cap, that's the big point of it. A lot of people don't know that. They think oh my God, we're going to be trapped and we're going to lose money if we sign Clax. That's not the case. That's not the case, what Bobby Marks was saying. And then we also got to think about Cam Thomas going in the future. Cam Thomas is going to be a restricted free agent in 2025. So you got to think about the extension. What are the Nets going to give him? Or what are the negotiation of Cam Thomas's value? We're talking about Claxton's value. What's Cam Thomas's value?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, remember what we did with Claxton not that long ago when we gave him that contract, essentially when his rookie deal was expiring and he was restricted. Look what we paid him. Yeah. I think that Cam Thomas has warranted more money so far. I mean, just based off of what's happened.
Well,
I mean, you got to, but that's when Claxton was playing. Claxton now is obviously a way better player than he was that year when we gave him that contract and he was off his rookie deal because Claxton's he's an unrestricted free agent this year, so some time has passed. But Cam Thomas is gonna get money. We know that. Yeah. We know he's gonna get money. It's just a matter of how much he gets when the time is here.
Yeah. Go ahead, say. You want to say something?
No, I mean it's just like some people might forget. It's like, Clax did choose a deal that did help the team and he bet on himself. Yeah. And it's like, you can't, how much did that have to do with the Stars being here? Would you say?
Yeah.
You got to look at contract and it's like, so this dude bet on himself. Like they played ball. Could they have been more difficult during the signing process prior for this contract that's about to expire? Yeah, but he wasn't. I think 25 million is way too much. I'm with you, AJ. I was kind of hoping that 15 to 20 range.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's probably going to be closer to 20.
Yeah. 25 is way too much because people were saying, remember in the beginning of the year, they were like, Claxton's going to get 25, 30. I'm like, what? 25, 30?
I mean, what will be interesting though, AJ, is to see where his agent and him are at on number wise, because you already got on record previous players saying they want Clax to get that 100 mil.
Yeah.
So I just find it hard that CJ will get the contract he has and that Clax would get anything less.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This might be another pod for
right?
another day.
Why would you think? I mean, could you make how could you make the case that Clax should get less than CJ after that contract?
Clax.
How do you make that? How do you make that case?
Yeah, and it was all there for us. We all saw that Claxton definitely had a bigger impact this year than Cam Johnson did in terms of what we had. So.
And I don't even want to have the long-term conversation, Clax, about AJ about Clax, like whether he's the guy of our feet. like either like this is like a no-brainer. It's like you gotta sign dude. Like there's part of this you don't let him walk for nothing. And if it sucks that it costs you 20 to 25, well, that's your fault for fucking around and you put yourself in this situation. Now, if there is an ability to sign and trade him and that's what he wants, great. Then that, yeah, it sucks, but at least you're getting something opposed to the otherwise. It really.
That's what I said. I'm ready. I'm not gonna lie. I might be ready to see what CJ's value is on the market. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm kind of nearing that point to see if we could flip CJ for something.
Especially,
I might be the only one in this.
Well, AJ, I think
what
if
we're
you're
paying
telling
him too and his value, because he's still like with the way he is his player, like that's value. That is value for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you also can't, I'm sorry, you can't keep building this super team that they're talking about and keep Mikal, keep Cam, and then re-sign Cam Thomas to a sweet deal and sign Claxton and keep it. Like, you got to start moving some bodies eventually, especially when you're going to bring in, if you're looking to bring in a star that you don't sign. Like, signing's a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
But if we're under the impression they're is that Blaze? What up?
Yeah, Blaze. Yeah, shout out to Blaze. Blaze DM'd me the other day, man. Shout out to Blaze, man. Day one Blaze from
A1 OG Blaze
from the
right
UK.
there.
Mandem.
This is someone I'd love to have a conversation with and just be like, bro, we have not, it's been a long time. How do you feel about the Brooklyn Nets this year? How do you feel about
Blaze, man? Big up the UK. Blaze has been here since like the day one Nets Kingdom, like Nets News days. If you know, you know.
Like Blaze,
if you know, you know about Nets News. If you know, you know about Nets News.
Blaze knows like all of the origin stories. Like he saw AJ created. He saw us all come on one at a time. Probably
Discord streams. Remember the Discord?
He was just about here for like when the Harden stuff happened when we traded for him.
Shout out to Blaze, man. Day one. But yeah, going back to like Claxton's contract and Cam, it's like it's so tough with the Nets. It's like we got to pick a direction because the Donovan situation this summer, it's like this could happen quick. Like the Cavs could get bounced, and then Donovan declines that extension. And the first thing, if I'm the Cavs GM, I'm like, I gotta look in the market, see what's if Donovan's not staying here.
But AJ, before you go down that path, how much do you think? Because I saw yesterday when people signed Jordi, everybody's like, oh well, we're on it. Oh well, that means rebuild. And but then when you saw the guys, like you saw his resume. I feel like he's a coach that kind of could fit either way if the Nets decided to rebuild or
because he has experience with stars.
And I think he would do just fine if like we happened to trade for a star and then sign somebody in the next offseason. Like, I wonder if that was part of their decision, but keep going.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a great point you made because Jordi is like an in-between coach. He doesn't have a ton of experience with stars, but he has coach stars. He's LeBron.
It's not like Jacques Vaughn. It's not like when Jacques Vaughn was coaching the Orlando. It's not like when it was the Magic. Like this is he was coaching a champion. He was coaching a championship team on top of a team that they were just unlucky to see the Warriors because that went to 7 games.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's like he's not really a development. He's not like a Kevin Ollie because Kevin Ollie is just a development straight off the G League kind of. He has really really experience.
But he's not exactly like Mike Budenholzer either.
He's not Mike Budenholzer either. He doesn't have the experience that Mike has. But he's just like an in between guy. So it's like if the Nets do go for a star, I don't think it's gonna be a total like. Whoa, Jordi can't, I mean, it's going to be, the optics are going to say, oh, he's a first-year head coach. He doesn't know how to coach stars. But people don't really know his background, his international background. He's coached stars before. So it's like, it's like you don't know what the Nets are doing. It's like the Nets just continue to mess with our minds because it's like, are we going to rebuild? Or
like I said, they're predictable, but they're not at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just that the thing is with me is that, like, I don't mind, but I'm way more comfortable with like putting Jordi Fernandez in a situation where he has a year like we think it'll be, like where we just see how everything plays out with like Cam Thomas, Clowney, and what we have to be on with what we have right now. I feel like that's the best situation to put around Jordi Fernandez and just give him a full year because you got to think you trade for Donovan Mitchell. That's another guy you got to add to the mix, and we still don't have the chemistry with the guys that we have now. We just need to have the guys that we get. We just got to get it set, and then we need to give Jordi Fernandez a full, we need to give him a year where he can just do him. Can we get a year where we don't have to have these coaches deal with like these crazy situations? Like, as much as like we've seen, these coaches like not coach well, they've also been put in not great situations either, in terms of like having to manage a team that just traded for a superstar or traded for 3 superstars, or just got 3 superstars. At the end of the day, like I think just keeping it mellow for Jordi Fernandez will be something that no coach has really seen besides like Kevin Ollie, but he had a half year. That's not really a whole lot.
The other thing that the Nets have got to stop doing soon is the player turnover shit. They've got to start settling into a group,
a core.
And exactly. They've got to like this is why I always laugh at the fucking rebuild thing. Like, tell me you're rebuilding without rebuilding. Like, you still don't have a solidified core. You think you do. People are still skeptical. Is Cam Thomas gone? Is he going to stay? Like, yeah, we saw that report yesterday. And, it said that it showed the core and it listed those people. Now, is that the case? We'll see. I'm still not convinced you're going to be able to do all this magical hunting without losing somebody's favorite player. And I don't know. And I say that because I don't know who it's going to cost. Right. You know what I mean?
If it's Donovan, it's Cam. If it's Donovan,
let me ask you this. Like, do you think the Nets are capable of keeping McCall, CJ, Cam Thomas, and Claxton
with Donovan?
Keeping those 4 and with the rest of the trade assets and everybody else is available, is that enough for you to acquire? Like, what level of player are you acquiring with assets like that outside of those 4 players? Clowney stays, Claxton stays, CJ stays, I'm sorry, and McCall, right? Because like that's the other thing. People, if you watch Nets fans, everybody has a different perspective of what they want or think the team is going to look like and who's actually going to be here.
Yeah.
That's my
thing.
question though is, if you don't move off the major pieces that everybody likes, Claxton, Cam Thomas, Clowney, we'll just throw the Twins in there because they're still part of the fan base. Like, where are you really getting? So then my question, because do you put together what scraps you have now? I'll just use that term. Try to get like a decent piece and then hold off.
Yeah.
Do you get where my brain's going?
Yeah.
Because it's like you can work through this without having to destroy everything. Still get a decent piece to add to a star that that's the thing. We need to really be looking at who is the star, like who are the big names in free agency for next year.
Well, 2025 is definitely Donovan. I think there'll be another. I mean, DeJounte.
I'm gonna pull up what 2025.
DeJounte, Trae Young, and Donovan are like the big kind of like 3 that we know are gonna be on the market this summer. Like, they might get traded. So those are the 3 guys that I feel like might be out there for us to get. Now, people are going to be ready. If you're going to get one of those guys, you might have to sacrifice Cam Thomas. All
right. Well, do you want me to start slinging some names at you right now that are going to be free agents in 2025?
Yeah.
LeBron James, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler.
LeBron talk about.
Right? If we have a second round pick, we got to draft Bronny, yo.
Draft Bronny.
Yeah, but the list gets better. Paul George. Fred VanVleet. Rudy Gobert. Kyrie Irving.
Oh yeah, we're bringing back
Simmons.
Wait, Kyrie's a free agent in 2025? Really?
Is he? Unless this is, it says 2025 free agents on this sport track. Unless it's off.
Okay.
Let me check another.
No, you're good.
Wait, no. That's true. That's true. Because didn't he sign a 2-year extension?
Now, but wait a minute. My bad. Okay, let me do this. LeBron James, unrestricted free agent. Jimmy Butler, player option. Paul George, unrestricted free agent. Fred VanVleet has a club option. Rudy Gobert has a player option. Kyrie Irving has a player option.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Ben Simmons is unrestricted. Jason Tatum has a player option. Donovan Mitchell has both Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum are both have a player option for $37.1 million.
And then who knows, like
And
maybe
Chris
the
Middleton?
Cavs do well enough to where Donovan
What if the Bucks
stays for
fall
another year? Who
apart?
knows?
Like,
Yo, I
Chris
didn't realize
Middleton-
2025 was like this.
Yeah, and listen, Jamal Murray is an unrestricted free
Oh,
agent.
wow.
So is Brandon Ingram, Chris Paul. Then
Wait,
you have,
Ingram's 2025?
this is what 2025 NBA free agents is.
BI.
So-
We might be able to get BI.
Laurie
from our own.
Marketing, whatever. Some people love him. Unrestricted free. Like, there's a lot of decent players that are either about to pass up on a player option and test the free agent market. You have a bunch of unrestricted. The really only person that, and I don't really want him anyways, is Fred VanVleet with a club option.
Yeah.
Outside of all the other big names, it's unrestricted free agents or player options. And there's a lot of good names in there.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. 2025 might be like, I feel like from the list you put out, definitely Donovan, and if Brandon Ingram's out there, I think we have a shot to get Brandon Ingram.
Well, but that's
shot.
why. But AJ,
Big
the
shot,
reason why I bring all this up and say this stuff is because, like, I just hope that, like, and clearly, I'm, as much as I hate Sean Marks, I hate saying this. It pains me to say this. He's better at GMing than I am, right?
Yeah.
But no, listen, I'm just saying.
That's arguably.
Yeah. I'm just saying, dude, you have so many avenues. You have so many assets. You have so many positive potential directions that you can go. Just please don't handcuff us this early once again. Be patient. Look at the playing field. Don't be desperate. Don't get yelled at and said, "Hey, don't fucking hang up the phone, you bitch." Like, I don't know. Like, none of that shit, please. Like, dude, you are, once again, you have picks, you have players that other teams want. You have a huge expiring contract in 2025, 26. I just read there's so many, if anything, reading that is that how many possibilities are going to happen that none of us have any idea about, that either a player is going to get pissed off and say, "I'm out of here, trade me," or "I'm just not coming back." Like, you never know what the storyline is.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat right now. Make sure you guys hit that like button and heart us on Twitter. Shout out to everybody on Twitter watching us. Appreciate you guys so much. Let me read a little bit of the comments. Damn, the comments going fast. Shout out to Madden. He said, "I prefer we move Bridges and CJ either to the same team or different team and build around Clax, CT, and Clowney. We need to break this down to the studs and start building an everlasting culture." Shout out to Madden. Yeah, a lot of people preferring to go young. That's a lot of. I feel like that's like 60% of Nets fans want to go young and don't really want to star hunt. Shout out to DJ. He said Jason Tatum, Paul George. Yeah. I mean, Tatum's most likely gonna sign that super max, but I don't know how Boston. I don't know where Boston's getting money from. I'm like, where is Boston getting all this money? They just gave Drew. What did they give Drew? Like 100 something, 150, something like that. And now they're about to pay Jason Tatum. So I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna do it. Paul George. I do not think Paul wants to leave LA, but I could be wrong. But I see him trying to stay in LA.
What's Jaylen Brown's contract like? Because obviously, like you said, they have to pay like Tatum, and they're
Jaylen's getting 60 a year, bro. He got Brown's getting like 60. So Jason Tatum's about to get like 60
but
something.
The point still stands, though. There is a ton of possibilities, potential, unforeseen, and foreseen. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a ton of players like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, if you were going to go balls to the wall, I'd rather you wait till next year.
Yeah. Shorty, shout out to DJ. He said, Jordi, light the Brooklyn beam. Brooklyn beam, light the beam. We're going to have to light the beam. Shout out to Worley. BI and Donovan would be a problem. That's what I'm saying. When he said Brandon Ingram 2025, I'm like, we could definitely get, if we have 80, 90 mil in cap space, we might be able to get BI, man.
I can end up getting behind getting Brandon Ingram, obviously. But yeah. I if anything, like my thing is, I think we waited out this year. I think 2025 we go ham. If we have the amount of money you say like if we end up with that amount of money, and you got to think, we still have our picks. We can just use that. Be like, we have this amount of money, and then we have our picks. We're gonna go all out and trade and sign whoever we can. that helps us and that gets people in the seats, and that makes us, a better team to watch at the end of the day. And, something that results in wins. I think we'll go all out again. And I think next year will probably be the year to do it. It's not this year. Trading for Donovan Mitchell is probably it's not the best thing for us, because we're, you got to think about how much the Cavs gave up for him. So they're going to want that value back. And
but that's the thing. That's where
if we can imagine, say we wait, like I said, we wait till 2025 and Donovan Mitchell is there, and you don't have to trade him, or you don't have to trade for him. You can just
the only way you trade for Donovan Mitchell this offseason is if it's a great deal for you. Like if it doesn't cost you, go.
With the Cavs, bro. The Cavs are not going to let him wait, bro. The Cavs not. I don't think the Cavs going to wait till he's a free agent. They're going to try to trade him.
Oh, of course. No. But that's not. That's not my point either, though. My point either is if you're the Nets, see, that's the thing. It's depending on what the team does. The team could may well send him to a team he's not happy about. It's not like we haven't seen that before, but I also think they're definitely going to work to send him to one of his desired locations. But again, value. I need to see what how bad other teams want him.
Yeah.
I just don't see a lot of noise around that.
The way we can get him for a good price is if he does some leverage. If he pulls a Harden shit, he'd be I'm only going to extend with Brooklyn or this team. That's where we can get him for a better deal.
I don't know if we can somehow only give up 2 picks for Donovan Mitchell. I'm not completely against it. It's just a matter of who we give up as well with the picks, because obviously we can't just trade the picks.
It just makes no sense to me. And you guys said it earlier, and it's the easiest answer. It's if you wanted him that bad and he was that good, you run the risk of waiting to sign him in the offseason, especially if that's where he wants to be. But you run the risk of the team trading him to a more promising situation, and you don't get a shot at him. But that's why I say I don't think he's the type of player you blow the bank on, is all I'm saying. He's just I like him, but he's not the guy that we should be if they try to go high on what they want for him. We don't need to pay that price. We have to, as much as we want an exciting player, why would you want to do that right now?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is definitely not the guy that you put all your eggs in the basket. He's just not that type of. He's good. We know how good Donovan Mitchell is. We know that he'd be a help, but he's not. Yeah, he's like Shane said. He's just not that guy you give up everything for. He's not.
They traded 3 firsts. They traded 3 firsts and 2 or 3
There's
swaps.
There's
unprotected.
Like we said, there's other guys coming up in this 2025. That's just in one more year. It just makes sense with everything that we have that we just waited out another year. If we have cap space and we have our picks, hopefully, as long as we got that, then you can go all out in 2025.
Yeah.
I mean, that Fernandez hire, I feel like that kind of helps solidify that we're going to wait it out another year. And it just makes sense in general. It's unfortunate, obviously that Sean Marks is behind everything, but at the end of the day, waiting it out this year is more smarter than going all out for someone it's smarter than going all out for Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, they gave up. There's no way the Cavs are gonna get what they gave up for him, because that's 3 firsts unprotected and a couple swaps. There's no way they're gonna get that return back. It's gonna be a lot less. They're gonna be ready for kind of a mid return. All right, so ask some of y'all questions, and then we're gonna get out of here real quick. Appreciate everybody that's.
Are we going back to Ask Saint or just Ask him?
Ask Saint. Yeah, if you want to ask a question, just and put Saint, and then ask your question so we can see it in the chat, because there's 3 chats going on right now at the same time. I see YouTube, I see Twitter, and I see so let us know. Just put @Saint and put your question real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. Shout out to Tyler Lee. He said you basically got to give up sign and trade kind of value for it to make sense. Dayron and CJ for D Mitch. I don't think they would do that. BI and CT would still be fired, to be honest. AJ, what's your thoughts on Jordi and Mike Brown? Yeah, I gave my thoughts earlier. I think Jordi's a beautiful resume. He has all the tools to be a great coach. It's just now he just got to show us. You just got to show us. That's what he got to do. Defensive minded, like I said before, our defense has been terrible. This team has no heart, no grit. 9 charges taken the whole year. 9 charges taken the whole year. Like, that's insane to me. We have to get better. We have to get some type of grit. Like, it's not good. So hopefully Jordi can come in here and just, change the defensive scheme.
180 this team. Can he
Yeah.
180 this team? Can he do it?
Last year we saw Vaughn kind of like we didn't have no identity because we would play drop coverage. Some games we would switch, and then we realized that switching is better, and then we stay with switching. It's like we got to have a balance, a system on defense. Like,
and you never knew in terms of, and then going on the other side, the offensively, you never knew what you were gonna get. Like, if you had a bad game from Cam Thomas, you didn't really know where that offense was coming from. Because the thing is that we've seen quite a bit of rough games from Mikal Bridges this year, obviously. So it was like when that offense wasn't there with Cam and Mikal, you really had nothing. And even with like Cam, even if Cam was playing really well, a lot of those games that Cam Thomas was playing well, we lost. And obviously not on Cam, but we just didn't have that help offensively on top of that, and we weren't playing gritty at all defensively, and we were obviously we didn't look good. So it's like we gotta literally make a whole complete switch, because I mean we went into this year at least expecting a play-in spot,
Yeah.
and we didn't even make it. We didn't even make the last play-in spot, let alone 7.
Shout out to Era. He said, "Do the Nets have their first round draft pick?" No, we don't. Not this year. Yep. Junior said, "I don't give." Yeah, that's a lot of people feel like that. Blaze, Saint? When's the next call up show? That's a good question, man.
Call up.
Next time we go on live on YouTube, maybe we'll do it. If you subscribe to YouTube, we'll bring people up. I mean, we can always do a call
especially you, Blaze. Like, we got you, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Lewis said Blake Griffin to the yes. That's a good. I don't know. I gotta hear Blake Griffin's bag. Like, is he a good commentator? I don't know.
Blake Griffin, if you're smart, you wouldn't commentate the Brooklyn Nets.
He said, "Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't watch the Brooklyn Nets. Don't you." Blake Griffin, just enjoy getting inducted in the Hall of Fame when his time comes. Just
is Blake a Hall of Famer, Dion? That's a good question. Is Blake a Hall of Famer? Let me know in the chat. Is Blake a Hall of Famer? Saint, are there any coaches you want Jordi Fernandez to get on his staff? Maybe Ricky Rubio, Mark, or Paul Gasol for player development. Ooh, you know what? I forgot Fernandez has that Spain connection. He does. I would love Paul Gasol if we can get Paul or Mark. I don't think Paul's gonna coach though.
Hopefully he does make these nice like coaching because the thing is that like even for us like we're not like we don't have much to cover right now. Obviously like we have like the coaching stuff and we've had all that, but after us hiring our coach and assess, and if we do what we think we're gonna do this offseason, we'll essentially like we'll kind of just be chilling. But I mean like all these assistant coaches like we can actually like look at, because like Kevin Ali was a name that most NBA fans were familiar with the name Kevin Ali, because he's just been involved in basketball. We knew that was a good hire. We've made some good assistant coaching hires. We've seen it. We had that 2021 coaching staff that was ridiculous. 2021-22.
Oh my god, that the Ime staff. That Ime staff was crazy.
There's potential, but at the end of the day, we're still just in the hope stage.
I see everybody in the chat wants De'Aaron Fox. I don't know how are we gonna get De'Aaron Fox, y'all. I don't know. Shout out to Junior. He said Griffin and Ian RJ trio. I don't know. Doug Christie, yeah, he's a possibility to come to the on his staff. Like I said, if he gets Jordi, if Jordi has control over the staff, he has a lot of good connections because he's played internationally, he's coached internationally. He has some good connections.
And I can trust Jordi with like the coaching hires. At the end of the day, he is.
I would love Ricky Rubio to be a coach.
Fernandez has some respect. Like we got. There's something in Jordi Fernandez for sure.
Yeah, I would love Ricky Rubio to be a point guard coach on our team because like we need a point guard, and if Ricky Rubio's coaching the point guards, like.
Oh yeah, we need point guard anyways, and we need people to coach it too. Like
point guard coach, man. Ramo said I asked Eric Slater about a possible CJ, DFS, and picks for Ingram. Thoughts? Ooh, I'm not sure about
that. I don't know.
I don't know about that because the Pelicans right now, and I know they play tonight, right?
Yep.
Right now, they're gonna see what they have right now, like Zion and BI. I know there was talks about trading Zion earlier because I think this is like the first season Zion's played like more than like 10 games or something like that. So it's like if you're the Pelicans, who are you going to get rid of? Like, who are you going to build around? Zion or BI? And then if you're going to get rid of BI, it's like who would you want in replace? You would need. I feel like the Pelicans have wings. Center wise, what they got, Valanciunas.
Yeah,
I don't know what would the Pelicans want if they give up BI. I'm just a good
because
question.
they still have CJ. They have what, Dyson Daniels still. I don't know how he
They
played.
need shot creation. If you're giving up BI, they need shot creation. They need shot creation.
Yeah, because they have, we know how good they are in like
Yeah, they
defensively.
need somebody that's gonna like you can give it the ball to and get a bucket quick. So I don't know if
Yeah, I
give
don't
BF that.
yeah, I don't know if you have that in Cam Johnson or Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah. Shout out to Cypher Blake. Got to take care of his kid on Lana Rhodes. Give me Trey Murphy. Pelican saying no to that. BI is on expiring this year. Yeah. So like I said, 20.
Oh yeah, if Ingram just walks, I mean it's better to get Cam Johnson DFS and picks than lose him for nothing,
Yeah. So it's interesting who's gonna be in the market for BI, who's gonna want BI. But we probably are one of the top teams with assets, and we have money in 2025. We're gonna have 80, 90 mil or close to that.
That's a lot of
So
lot of money.
if all Sean Mark's got to do is make a phone call, like I said, be an aggressive GM. Don't wait. Just call and see what's the
Be
price.
aggressive, but learn from your. I just need the guy to stop getting bowled over and
Finessed. Yeah.
or and
Please.
listen. As much as I understand good relationships between players and organizations, and especially with stars, and not branding yourself as a team that's just going to burn a star at every chance they get just to get what they want, but you gotta start being a little bit more selfish here. Like, if there's a great trade out there and maybe it's not where certain players want to go, like at some degree, like, can we start putting the Nets' interest at utmost number one priority?
It's tough, man. This is gonna be. We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, that's all I got tonight, though. But appreciate you guys for joining in. Real quick, if you're watching on Twitter, subscribe to Hoops World on YouTube. That's gonna be our NBA channel. We're gonna be posting a lot of content on that NBA channel. We're gonna do some play-in breakdowns, just playoffs, because this is the greatest time. The NBA playoffs. Like, how can you not get excited about this? Like, I know the Nets are down bad, and it's going to be hard to create content about the Nets, but the NBA is still rocking, and the West is going to be fire. So
it's just starting. We just get our first round of playoff game or play-in games today. So
yeah.
Did we talk about how defensive minded everybody's saying this guy is?
Yeah. Early on.
Yeah, we talked about the Kings being an actual like average defense this year.
Yeah. Oh, because I don't know if some people caught it, but there was like a Kings fan that was in, I guess, Netcast had done a space right after they kind of announced it, and he really brought out. I'll just say this: he really brought out, because AJ, I think you're in there, and I remember hearing it, but
yeah, I wasn't.
He brought up a lot of like games where he used for comparison to show like once that guy was there, and like you could actually see the difference in what he was doing, and it was like. And that's from somebody. He said he sits right behind the seat, like right behind the bench, so he sees a lot. But it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it looks like AJ just disappeared. He left.
You got to make the McDonald's Wi-Fi, bro.
Oh, but he's back.
My bad.
I brought him back.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we'll see, right? We got some answers. That's kind of where now it's just like what's going to shake out. It'll be interesting to see how quickly coaches on the bench get announced. If there's anything else that I'm thinking as we get out of here is,
will Kevin Ali still be on the staff in 2024? Yeah, at 2024, 2025.
That's funny.
I feel bad, dude. I feel bad for Kevin Ollie, dude. He was in a no-win situation.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely no-win.
He should still be on the staff, though.
I mean, if we ever went in, if we were going in that rebuild direction, I feel like he would have been a solid option. But obviously not.
I wonder if what other opportunities he's gonna get. So it'll be interesting.
Yep.
I mean, because I don't care what anybody says about Kevin Ollie and the Nets this year, but like there was a difference in the mindset that you could see that he did, especially with the young players. Like, I'm not even talking about Cam or McCall or Dota. I'm talking about the actual young guys. You can tell that's where his impact was made.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I have a little bit of hope for the Nets, man. I mean, I'm rooting for Jordy, and I hope he does well, man. But it sucks because if the team is trash, he's put in a bad position because it's his first year. It's just I don't know. We shouldn't be. I feel like we shouldn't be blaming him, bro.
If it goes bad,
Yeah.
no, it's not. You know what? I don't even think people are going to be mad at Fernandez. Or Jordy, this whatever we're going to call him. It's all going to fall on Marks like heavy, dude. Like if we lay another egg this offseason, like into this next season, and it's like another shitty one, like yeah, dude, I'm guaranteeing dude will be gone. If we shit the bed again, there's no way.
There's no, and the thing, like Saint said, but there's no way you actually let him cook with the 90 mil that we might have in, cap space after a season. Like, if we have another bad season, just not another one.
That's kind of like, you know what? People may not like this, but I don't really care. I've learned that as I'm getting older, some thoughts, I just don't care if you like them or not. And the one about the Nets is like, I hope Marks like just does some like middle of the road shit, doesn't really do anything, doesn't really give anything away. And he does such a bad job that he gets fired and we get a badass GM for the 2025. And that guy's going to have money, picks. He'll have it all. That's my hope.
That's my hope too.
Yeah, appreciate you, AJ. And
all right,
too bad Chubbs and Julian are not here, but Rage, appreciate you as always, man.
Shout out Chubbs, man. Again, like we'll be back. Subscribe on YouTube and Nets Kingdom 1 on Instagram, and then on YouTube.
Hoops World, Hoops World
on YouTube.
Too. We got
Hoops
that
World.
coming up.
I'll show you there you go. That's our other channel right there. Hoops World. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's a WRLD. WRLD. The NBA content is going to be up on there, so we're going to be having fun talking NBA on there. And then if any Nets news happening, we'll be on Twitter.
Don't shut it down. I got to address a comment. You guys act like Marks did not plan the 80 to 90 million. Yeah, he planned on Ben Simmons being a superstar. Let's not give Marks
don't give him that much credit,
like
bro.
some chess move like, let's see. Yeah. I will waive Ben Simmons' medical, take the chance, but I think he's going to be a star. But guess what?
Say it in your Sean Marks voice, please do it. Say it in the Sean Marks voice.
40 mil off the books. Ha! I'm a mad genius.
Oh my god!
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
You say, I'm a bad genius.
And dude, he did not plan to trade 3 superstars either.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, dude.
I don't know if this was all in Sean Marks' plan. I just feel like he was playing it safe. This is the safe move.
Sean Marks should literally be fired. It should have even gotten to this point. We're waiting till 2025 when he should have been fired in 2022.
So KD and Kyrie were all he's
trolling. He's trolling.
I know he is. I want to have fun with this. So yes, as this genius cross PPO 20.
Why do we always get trolled?
Yes. Oh yes. Let's see. You must have known the pandemic was coming too. You must have known that.
He said, next is gonna be like, so COVID was random.
Yeah. And you must have sent Kyrie Irving the link to that Amazon, and Kyrie just was like, nobody ever told Kyrie not to click on a link.
He made sure that the pandemic would happen, and he made sure that New York had a rule where the home players can't play on their field. But guess what? The opposing players, guess what? They can play unvaccinated. They can do it.
So yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Sean Marks planned it all just so we could have 80-90 million
in 2025.
You are correct.
Sean Marks did it all. He did it all just for us to have 80-90 million in 2025.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like we need the laser eyes on Sean Marks.
Yes,
and we need
Philly Burger.
We need the laser eyes on Sean Marks because this guy's just been cooking.
He's actually, I know people hate Nets Daily. I don't hate. I actually, I can't wait to talk to him and like.
Shout out Pete because he did a good pod with Nets Daily. Somebody says Nets Daily's burner account.
Yeah. That's what I
hilarious.
said. Like, I can't wait to talk to Bob.
That's Dilly's burner account, yo.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
probably is.
are we really gonna give Sean Marks credit for getting Katie and Kyrie? Like Kyrie wasn't just
Yeah, I
from
mean,
here
listen, I am one of those people that will give Sean Marks some credit because let's be honest, when he took over, it was a pile of shit. And when Katie and Kyrie got there were a lot of things he did that did make it an attractive place for at least Kyrie to go, hey, you know what? Looks good over here. State of the art shit. This is working. They got a good little group, blah, blah, blah. They got young pieces. They got picks. Let's go play in my home. Let's go play for my hometown team.
and
Like, yeah, I give him a little
us
credit,
being
right?
average
Like,
got us our players and being and like it's ultimately okay. All I know is that if Kyrie wasn't born here, this wouldn't have happened.
yeah. I mean, like, listen, this guy, he also wants me to believe that Sean Marks had more pull for KD to play with Kyrie than Kyrie. I don't.
Kyrie literally got KD here. There's no KD without Kyrie, and the thing is that there's only Kyrie because he's from New Jersey.
I'm playing the troll music because this has gone too far.
I know, but it was fun. It was fun. He tried, and
if this guy Kyrie was like from Brooklyn, guess what? He would have probably been a Knicks fan because he would have grown up to see the New York Knicks, and it would have just been Jersey. But he would have been from New York. So
AJ, before we get out of here, I just want to let you know I started a Nets Anonymous group. If you find that the Nets have ruined your relationships with your kids, your wives, your job, or if it's affected you in any negative way, I have a 12-step program for you at Nets Anonymous. It's in the works. It's coming. There will be a place to get you can laugh, cry, yell, like you can. It's a combination of like AA and like that weird show on Netflix called Synanon or whatever I've been watching where you could just freak out. Like, it's coming. Don't worry, AJ.
Oh my God. All right.
Rage, chat. Appreciate
you back,
guys.
man. Like I said, it's gonna be a crazy we'll see, man. We'll see off-season star hunt. Are we gonna rebuild? What's Sean's gonna do? We'll see. It's all gonna go down. Again, appreciate you guys so much. Hit that like button for us. Be out.
I'm going ghost!